everybody? Welcome back to another segment of Let Me Talk. So guys, in this video of Let Me Talk, I'm going to be talking about 4th Raikage. I've been resisting the fact to do this because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I know nothing about him at all. I've never seen him being used. I've seen him be used once, and that's it. And the only time it was on Bukashi, and that's it. I've never seen him being used. I don't know what everyone's talking about with the nerf. When I read it, it didn't sound like a nerf to me. It sounded like his seal or whatever. Where is it? It sounded like this thing right here, his fate, had something of a bug in it, and they took it out, and it made him stronger. But I'm not sure if that's true, especially since he still has Dowry here. Dowry was never introduced into the game, so he just is missing this attack boost of 25%, which is a pretty large 25% if you ask me. Dowry was never introduced into the game. That was his right-hand man, and I guess they never put him in the game, so he never really got used. So I'm gonna be honest with you, this might not be a video that you even really care about, but I'll try to do it the best that I can. I'll do it as if I was doing a review. So for the person that kept asking me to do this, if it's lackluster, sorry, I got nothing for you. I got really nothing for you. So 4th Raikage is a defense person. He's a potential 17 one. The only thing I really feel that he does well is stun. But let's talk about it. Let's just get right into it. Okay, so we're gonna do it as if like I was doing it, read the first ability, second ability, and tell you what it adds on. Okay, so during battle, increase 13.6% defense to yourself. When there's 2 quality plus 17 ninja deployed, increase defense by 30% to yourself. When there's 3 quality 17 plus ninjas, decrease the enemy's attack by 30%. This one does, in combat, you get a little bit more defense, it looks like. Increase your defense by 18.6%. When there are 2 quality ninjas on your side, increase your own defense by 30%, and damage bonus by 10%, which is nice. When there are 3 ninja quality 17 on your side of the field, reduce the enemy's attack by 30%, and increase your own attack by 15%. So kind of giving him that extra boost so that he can actually kill, because he is a kind of a genre of tank that kills people. Like a damagey tank, if that makes any sense. Kind of like, Kabuto, or Gaara, or the War Gaara, the fighting one, the 17 one, and Kaguya. They all have this kind of damagey feel to them, as like they can kill damage people, and they do it very well. The only person I haven't seen a lot of besides 4th Raikage is Gaara, but I've seen Gaara crit and kill people in front row, which is actually quite impressive considering the person that he killed was an Itachi Susanoo about at half health, which is pretty impressive. So I do think that he does a good job at killing, but I haven't seen a lot of gameplay of it, so. Alright. His skill of this one deals 214 plus 2,190 damage to an enemy, and there is a 100% chance to stun the target and reduce 200 fury, increases 20 crit rate for yourself. From what I'm reading of his abilities, I don't think he's good unless you unlock his 8 gates, because it seems like everything on his abilities are kind of lackluster. They don't seem to do much unless you have his 8 gates, especially his passive. There was a lot that you get for his passive being 8 gates. But let's see. Deals 234.4%, 2,190 points of damage to a single enemy unit, and there's a 100% chance to stun, and reduce their 200 points of chakra. Meanwhile, increasing your own crit rate by 20% and increases your own crit resist by 50%, and your own control immunity by 50%. Now, getting that extra crit is nice. 20% crit rate is not crazy good, but it's pretty good. And the crit resist by 50% ensures that you'll probably be able to live a little longer. And to control immunity, I mean, most defense people have something at least to save them a round or two from being controlled, CC'd, so that way they can at least get their abilities off and they won't be completely useless in the front line, kind of soaking up CC so your back line kind of doesn't get the CC. More people like this, such as Itachi Sano, who can't be controlled, immune to control, or Konan, which can gives her that CC immunity one time she uses her skill. It's kind of like that. But he has 100% chance to stun you. So if you don't get that immunity off, and the round or whatever, and he does hit you, you will get stunned, which is the best thing I kind of saw out of him, because at least when he got used in 1v1 battles, if he attacked first, he automatically stunned you into his ultimate, which practically insta-kills you. I mean, on one-on-one battles, it's pretty, especially if he faces a damage dealer or a skill, you're probably going to kill the skill person or the damage dealer. But if you're facing a tank, most of the time he doesn't kill them. Remember that even though he does do a lot of damage, he doesn't absorb like certain characters, Sasuke, Curse Seal, Tsunade, Nagato, people that soak up your inherent damage, your defense, and then give it to themselves in order to use it against you. So he doesn't do any of that. So remember, it's not going to do crazy damage. It's probably going to kill attackers, which is probably what he's designed to do. If he gets to the back line, kill attackers and skills, and then front line, he's a lot of CC and dealing damage to him. I mean, he gives a lot to the team, such as reducing their damage by 30%, which is nice, and giving himself a little bit of attack. But it's kind of like, why would you use him instead of an attacker that does that? You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. We'll talk about that towards the end. All right. So Lariat deals 421.6% plus 3,504 damage to an enemy, increasing damage immunity rate by 100%, which means you get really tanky. Increases 20% of the defense of allies in the front row, and after the weapon awakened, increased damage and defense effect. Okay. Ignores the enemy's blocking while unleashing Ogi. That's nice. That means, people like Kabuto won't be so much of a problem, or people that have block ninja tools on their characters wouldn't be so much of a problem. And deals 461.6% plus 3,504. It's a lot of damage. Of damage to a single enemy unit, increasing your own damage reduction by 100%, which is a lot. Your crit rate by 20%, increases the defense of your front row by 40%, which is a lot. If you succeed in killing an enemy, then restores your own chakra by 50%. Now, okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. Now, doing this much damage is great, but again, remember, it's on a one person. It's going to be the person you target, probably in the front, so chances of you killing a front row person, depending on who you're going against, is going to be rough. I mean, you might be able to kill skill that might be in the front, depending on, where their talent tree is, what's their ninja tools, what's their mudras like. There's a factor of things, who's got damage reduction. There's so many things there that, you have to factor in. And numbers, I mean, you get the damage increased by 15% and all that, but for the quality ninjas on your team. So that's all great and dandy. 100% damage reduction of course is amazing, but that's why I feel like defenses are supposed to do, kind of soak up the damage so your team doesn't suffer from that, so that they won't get hit so hard, unless they have, line people, that's why Nagato's so amazing. So if you have a front row person that targets one person, so this is like Sasuke Susanoo. Sasuke Susanoo hits the front line and he won't get to the back line to destroy your back line. He does do extra damage to the defense, but that's something else entirely. I digress. So, and crit rate by 20%, increasing the defense of your own front row by 40%. Now, your crit rate on a tank is never great, because you don't really want crit on a tank, but I guess he gets 40 altogether. And again, critting a front row person might help in trying to kill them, but I don't think you're going to kill them. I'm trying to think of a defense person that I feel like he'll be able to kill, but with everyone I'm thinking like they have things to live. Kabuto with his block and not his block, his petrification. Kaguya with her revenge effect, you'll probably just fucking slaughter yourself. Konai gets tankier every round. Itachi reduces damage. Young Jiraiya, maybe he could probably kill. I don't see young Jiraiya doing a lot, but then again, I don't see him very often anyways. Death Possession Hidan would probably win because he can come back to life. He'll probably ult you an extra time or more time than you ult him. So it's hard to say. I'm trying to think of a defense person he can beat. It'd have to be a person that isn't really that tanky, but I'm trying to think. He would actually be the only person. I mean, but he's at 100% damage reduction, at least for one turn. Increasing the defense of your own front ally by 40% is actually a lot of defense. It's for one turn only, but it's still 40%, which is a pretty big number. That's a lot. And if you succeed in killing, then restores your own chakra by 50%. I mean, the chances of you killing in a team battle, pretty low. The chances of you killing in a one-on-one battle, pretty high. So, like, you're better on one-on-one battles than you would be on team battles. But then again, most defense are pretty good on one-on-one battles. Like, they only have to worry about one person. This is so tanky. They usually live everything most of the time, so like they're pretty safe in an aspect, but I mean, it's not bad to have this effect on him. It's just kind of like an added bonus if you do get it. So I mean, he's good, but there's people that do things better. Now you're getting him for free just logging in, so that's pretty decent. I mean, if you don't have a good frontliner, he's actually a fairly good frontliner. Getting the stun on 100% is amazing, and if you manage to get his old gates open, he gives your team a lot. He gives, reducing damage from them by 30%, giving you your front row by 40% when you ult is all nice, especially since it's going to resist the damage and make your front line more tankier for a longer aspect. The only problem is that I don't feel like his entire kit is for killing, and that's what he does. Like, his kit kind of keeps you alive and then makes you tankier while trying to kill. He doesn't do an amazing job at killing, and the front row's probably going to be tanky enough to survive all this damage. People such as Orochimaru, Akatsuki that can kill defense people, Tsunade, Sasuke Curse Seal, like, these people are made to kill defense people. Like, they do a good job at it. So, being able to destroy defense people in that aspect is good for them. And I'm guessing when people use him, they kind of ask themselves, hey, would I rather have a defense that does damage, or would I rather just swap him out for another defense and then get a damage dealer that does the same thing? Now, you can rock him. It's not like he's inherently bad at anything. He just doesn't do his killing part so well. But he still has a 100% chance to stun, gives your team a lot of survivability, and it does weaken them by 30%, which means that they won't be doing as much damage depending on what damage they already have, because if their damage is skyrocketing, you're already going to get killed. Doesn't matter. So there is that. The biggest thing that I think he has on his weakness is over here. Boom, 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 boom. This, I think, is his biggest weakness. He shares the same speed as Orochimaru, Akatsuki, and others, such as Itachi, Susanoo, Nagato, and Maskman. They all have the same thing. No, you don't have. You're with Tsunade. They all have the same food, which means that if you have to compare. I feel like, this is me now, I feel like you would have to compare them to the people in the same food line as them. That's just me. But then again, you're getting him for free. So if you guys want to use him, it is perfectly fine. If you feel like you're not ever gonna get the other ones, or if you only want the other ones, perfectly fine. But remember that he is still weaker because Dowry is not in the game, so he still loses 25% attack, which is actually a lot at this point. Any percentage of attack, especially with how high we are in the game, 25% attack is a lot of damage. I do mean a lot. So percentages in this game matter a lot, especially since we've had the index, we have the ninja saga, we have the talent tree, we have so many things that are bringing up their numbers that isn't a lot of number. But 4th Raikage is not top 10 in the game, I would say. And Ultra Mario Akatsuki is top 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I feel like most people are looking at when you got that, especially since he ults the entire team first round with a confusion thing that's amazing on people. I feel like that's what people would compare him to in terms of, hey, who would I rather use my speed on? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And like I said, he's not inherently bad at all. It's just, I feel you'd have to compare him. Even Shisui would be a better, candidate for this spot, even here, I feel like. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, again, it might not be for everyone. Like I said, if you want to bring him up, you can do that. It's perfectly fine, and you feel like you're going to rock him on a team, especially since he's getting his red ninja tool with him. It's perfectly fine. It's just my opinion in my aspect for my team. That's the way I look at it, if you guys were wondering that. But again, he's not bad. I just feel like if you have him, don't be afraid to open up his 8 gates. He needs his 8 gate in order to be very viable. I think his 8 gates makes him viable. Very viable. But I feel like don't expect him to kill as much. He's a lot of CC. He is. And I'm not sure what like I said, I don't know what you guys are talking about with the nerf. I don't know. Don't know. Have no idea. When I read it, it just sounded like they were taking somebody out here so that he has more damage, but I'm not sure if that's true. So I don't know. But Dowry not being in the game crushes him bad. Like, pretty bad. So I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. I mean, if you guys want to negotiate with that amongst yourselves in the chat, I don't know. But I don't think anything is going to make him like I don't think anything super, if it's not a super dramatic change, it's probably not going to make him any worse. You know what I'm saying? He's already not that high up, but since they're giving him you for free, it's just another person that you would have, like a Fate to, or people that don't pay in the game. I don't think it's for high-end people like me or KOLS or I don't know, Ruptured, Necron. Like, we really don't care, because we have so many other better people that we could use, But that's how I feel about him. He's not bad. He just doesn't do the killing part so well. But remember, he still has a 100% chance to stun, my dudes. And that's a good stun. It is a good stun. He does a lot better, like I said, on one-on-ones. On one-on-ones, his one-on-one's amazing. He probably will kill you. Not defense people so much, but definitely attack people. If he gets the first attack off and he stuns you into his ultimate, it's gonna hurt, man. It's gonna slap your cheeks right off. It'll slap the cheeks right off. But alright, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, though. Like I said, he's not gonna do killing so well because he doesn't absorb Tsunade, Nagato, Sake Curse Seals. Absorbing stuff is always strong, like I tell you guys. But I think he's fairly good tank, and if he gets his ultimate off, that damage reduction is beautiful. But there you go, guys. That's how I feel about him. I really, honestly never see gameplay of him ever. Hambokashi was the only one that had him, and it was a very long time ago, before we even hit millions. Before, I think, even me and KLS were in the same server. It was even before then. So, it's been a long time. A long time. And other than that, I see people use him, but they usually put him back as like a damage dealer, I guess. But I don't know. But yeah, guys, I love you though. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.